Welcome along to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into one of the UK's really big cultural dates for the diary, the Manchester International Festival 2025, MIF, as most people call it. We're aiming to give you, well, the inside track, really, a quick way to get up to speed on what makes it tick.
Yeah, MIF is biennial, happens every 2 years. And what really makes it stand out, I think, is it focus on completely original stuff, new work, world premieres across, well, pretty much every art form you can imagine. That's been the mission since it started back in 2007.
Right, the originality aspect. And the dates for 2025 are July 3rd to July 20th. There's a new creative director, too, Low-Key Hong. Is there like an overall theme pulling it all together this time?
Yes, there is. And what's fascinating here, Low-Key Hong is known for, really innovative, quite community-focused work. So the theme for 2025 is Dream Differently. It's kind of a call to action, really, pushing boundaries artistically, socially,
Yeah.
tackling some big global questions, but also, importantly, trying to foster a sense of hope through art. Dream differently. Okay, that's definitely intriguing. Let's dive into some specifics then. I saw something about the herds. Sounds massive, this outdoor piece.
Oh, it is. The Herds involves something like over 70 life-size puppet animals, and they're making this journey literally through the streets of Manchester.
Wow, 70.
Yeah. It's designed to be this huge visual spectacle, obviously, but it's more than that. It's meant as this really powerful, quite visceral symbol of, well, displacement caused by climate change, making this global crisis feel, really immediate right there in the city.
That sounds incredibly moving. And then something totally different. Football City Art United. Football and art. How does that work?
Aha! Yeah, it sounds surprising, doesn't it? But this exhibition, it's co-curated by the former footballer Juan Mata, which is interesting in itself, along with Hans Ulrich Obrist and Josh Wildig, a filmmaker.
Wow.
And they've brought together collaborations between, like, football legends Eric Cantona, Edgar Davids, and respected artists. It's really trying to challenge where we think creativity happens. So it's questioning the usual silos. Art here, sport over there.
Exactly. Is brilliance only in a gallery? Or can these kind of unexpected pairings, athletes and artists, actually spark totally new ways of thinking, new conversations, finding art where you might not expect it?
I like that. Okay, and what about Fallet Sacred House? That sounds very different again. It's by a queer indigenous collective, Faf Swag.
Yes, Valley Sacred House is taking place at home. It's described as a really immersive experience. It uses digital art, live ceremonies, storytelling,
Yeah.
basically exploring Pacific identity heritage. It aims to be quite um, transportive, a deep cultural dive.
So really connecting audiences to different heritages.
Precisely, allowing you to engage with perspectives you might not usually encounter.
And briefly, there's also an inheritance at Manchester Art Gallery. That touches on legacy, belonging, and involves the community.
That's right. It's not just showing stuff. It's actively asking local people to bring in their own stories, their own objects. So the exhibition itself kind of grows and changes based on that input. It really underlines that whole myth focus on, inclusion and making sure local voices are actually part of the art.
So with all these amazing events happening, what about reach? Is it all centered in one place or is it spread out? How accessible is it really?
Good question. Accessibility seems to be a really big priority. Aviva Studios, their big new permanent home, that's the main hub, sure. But events are deliberately spread out across Greater Manchester. They mention places like Rochdale, Wigan.
Ah, okay. So not just the city center then.
No, exactly. Trying to reach a wider audience geographically. And crucially, they have things like a low-cost ticket scheme for locals. Plus, quite a lot happens for free at Festival Square. So they are trying to remove some of those, financial barriers too.
That's really good to hear. It sounds like it's genuinely baked into the planning. Okay, so for anyone listening who's thinking of going, maybe for the first time, any top tips?
Definitely. Plan a bit ahead if you can. Check the website, see what needs booking, because some things will sell out fast. But honestly, the biggest tip, just go with an open mind. Be prepared to try something different, maybe an art form you wouldn't normally choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's often where the magic happens at MIF. You stumble upon something unexpected, something amazing. It ties back to that theme, right? Maybe it helps you dream differently.
That's great advice. So thinking about that theme, Dream Differently, and all these projects pushing boundaries, maybe the thing for you to ponder is, like, how could these kinds of artistic experiences actually inspire you to, well, dream differently about art's role maybe in tackling big issues or even just fostering hope where you are? Something to think about. Right, that's it for this deep dive. We hope you get a chance to explore MIF or something similar. Goodbye for now.